Okay, it's been a minute. I've been training for the Houston Marathon, so I haven't reviewed a lot of shoes recently, but I have right here the R.A.D UFOs. These do not come in a wide version. I have a slightly wider foot. I like to review wider shoes, but I love the Nike Invincibles. I love the Nike Vomero Pluses. Saw some people saying that these have similar vibes, so I could not resist and I had to try them. So these came in yesterday. Took a couple hops and I was like, oh my God, these are incredible, but you know, they're just a little too narrow. So I'm gonna have to return these. Like, don't be stupid. Don't run in a shoe that doesn't fit properly. You're gonna hurt yourself. We don't wanna do that. So I was about a click away from returning them, but shout out to someone who commented in one of my videos, and maybe I'm just the only one who doesn't do this or know about this, as someone with a wider foot. Shout out Kimco. They said, I hate narrow shoes, but I use a shoe tree and stretch them out. And it was like, of course, like why? Like, I'm sure a lot of people out there do this already. And I just like wasn't thinking. So if you don't know about this, you might be losing $20 in the next 30 seconds because here's what I bought. I found this one on Amazon for $20. So you just turn this, you can stretch it out as much as you want. It's definitely a little noisy. It even comes with these little knobs here where you can place them in certain areas where you want to get some extra stretch of the shoe. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, is it gonna for sure work? Probably not, but it's not gonna make it worse. Well, it might rip apart your shoe. Anyway, yeah, that's it. I'll do a little first run review of this shoe, check back in and let you guys know what I think. All right, just finished the first run in the R.A.D UFOs. First impressions, it's very soft. I like them a lot. Yes, it's comparable to the Nike Vomero Pluses, more so the Nike Invincibles. All right, let me just say, the reason I got these shoes, if you're watching this video, you've probably watched other YouTube shoe reviews, and you might know the guy, midlife runner, Andrew. I met him at the Sugarland half marathon. We raced together, and we're actually both training for the Houston Marathon and have similar goals. And I saw his review on this and he brought up the Nike Invincibles and compared it to that. That's all I needed to hear. Like, you had my attention at Nike Invincible. Went ahead, bought these shoes pretty much because of that. And I have no regrets. At first impressions, I love this shoe. Let me just say that. I love this shoe. It's very soft. It is similar to the Nike Invincible. You can compare it to the Nike Vomero Plus. I made an entire video about this shoe. This one's dirty, close to 300 miles in this one. Yeah, it's probably the one I would compare it to as far as, you know, purpose that it's serving. They're both non-plated, max cushion, soft, but this one, softer. I want to say it's lighter. I don't know, running in it, definitely feels way lighter. It's more fun than the Nike Vomero Plus. But if I'm picking a shoe between these two shoes, I'm gonna go with this one. And that reason is because I do a lot of I pretty much train for marathons. That's my main goal, is to run the fastest marathon I can, pretty much. With that, it's a lot of long runs. And if I'm gonna say a shoe is great, it's got to be good at long runs. And I think this shoe is good at long runs. I just think, for me personally, I would prefer this one for long runs. And the main reason is, all right, I've run 300 miles in this shoe. I've only run 9 miles in this shoe. So this isn't like my full review, but early reaction is it just feels like it might be a little bit too soft for my preference. For a long run, I don't want that sinking in feeling too much. And I kind of got this from this shoe right here. A shoe I would compare this to, this is a, you know, stretch comparing it, but the New Balance Balos. I loved that shoe early on, loved it, because it was a marshmallow. I mean, it wasn't as tall of a stack, I don't think, as this one, but you just sunk into it like a marshmallow. It felt so good. You know, the more I ran in it, I just couldn't find a fit in the rotation. It wasn't high enough of a stack to where it was like super protective, and it was so marshmallowy and squishy that you could not run fast in it. You would just sink in, but man, it felt great and I loved it. So I mean, it's not really like that shoe, but it's a similar sensation where, you know, this has definitely more pop than the Balos, or, you know, a really, really soft shoe. Like, it has the soft feeling, but it's not super, super soft. Yeah, that's my opinion of the shoe early on. Am I gonna return it? No. I think, you know, the run I did today is probably a really good fit for it. If I had to say right now after one run. Just a nice, close to an hour, easy run. I'm sure it can handle faster paces, no problem. Just for me personally, if I'm going to be running in a lot and running faster and long distance runs, just a little too soft. And I will say, I love soft shoes. They feel better. They're more fun. I just think for me, I feel like my body needs, a less soft shoe, if that makes any sense. Again, it comes down to preference. So if you are deciding between shoes to try, I mean, they're similar enough in price. I think this is probably a little cheaper, but yeah, a little softer, a little lighter maybe. This one, a little more firm, but a little more stable. Still soft, don't get me wrong. This is not a firm shoe by any means. I'm just comparing these two. Great shoe, no regrets. Just as comfortable, let me just say that. It's got plenty of padding. Maybe this one's a little more comfortable than the R.A.D, but very comfortable. I have a wide foot. This is the standard version. This is the extra wide, so I'm not gonna go too much into the fit, but that's it. R.A.D UFO first run review, quick video. I still prefer the Nike Vomero Plus, but it is an alternative, and I think it just comes down to preference, what you like. And yeah, for me, the Nike Vomero Plus is the shoe that has gotten me through my marathon training over the last few months. Speaking of, I have a marathon coming up, Houston Marathon 2026. Ran it last year for the first time, hit my goal of going sub 3. I ran 2:54. This year, plan on setting a PR, hopefully. Nothing's guaranteed, but training's been going really well, and just got to hang on these next few weeks. I have a big run coming up this weekend. It should be a 23-mile long run, and looking forward to it. Big workout tomorrow, but the long run Sunday, it's a big one, and maybe I'll document that, and stay tuned.